All right, ladies and gentlemen, advocates of the Wheaton-Warrenville South Sports Cast, got ourselves a very nice treat for you. Almost it's equivalent to a Sasquatch Bigfoot sighting, I would say. Not to put the cart before the horse, but we have our very first homeschooled student athlete on the cast here today. Why don't we just let the cat right out of the bag? Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Chris Myers.
Oh, yeah. If you'd like to just introduce yourself.
Who's the man behind the mystery?
I'm Chris Myers. I am, in fact, a homeschooled student. I've been coming to South just to play sports for the past 4 years. I played baseball and golf. It's been a really great experience. And yeah, anything else you want me to add?
Can you dispel any myths that are out there circulating about homeschool kids and how they're weird and can't be trusted? Or
There's some truth to them for sure. I've got a lot of homeschool friends. A lot of them are very cool, excellent people, but some of them a lot. There's some truth. But
I can testify here on the sports cast if this is ever brought in front of a court. The United States judicial system. I can say homeschooled kids are extremely kind, extremely courteous, extremely polite. Although at sometimes they are, I would say they qualify as weird. But we're glad to have you here. You don't seem too weird, honestly. This is all for we're just being silly here. He came in here, he shook my hand, looked me right in the eyes, five fingers, 2 eyeballs, 5 and 2, just like. Any responsible young adult would address,
Of course.
I guess, I don't like to use this like superior because I'm a teacher or whatever, but like, I don't like to use that. We're all equal here, we're all God's children in a sense. So,
All tigers.
all tigers as well. So I'll tell you what, I take full responsibility for letting the show go off the rails in the first two minutes of its existence. I'm just going to step back and let these guys do their thing.
How about we introduce our other player over here, pitcher extraordinaire, Cam Couch. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name's Cam. I've been pitching for the South Tigers for about 4 years now. Only my second year as a PO, which means pitcher only, because that's all I do now.
Why'd you take the route to be a PO rather than being like a Shohei Ohtani type of guy?
Honestly, I wanted to focus more on pitching once I started getting like really good at it, and it's like a lot of work to put into hitting when you're doing already so much on pitching.
Yeah. And then Chris, what position do you play?
I play shortstop. I'm kind of the opposite of Cam. I used to pitch for the first 2 years, and then just started focusing on hitting only the last 2. So.
And also we hear of a recent injury. Chris, would you like to fill us in on that?
So unfortunately I took a little bit of a awkward slide home against Geneva the other night and sprained my AC joint and possibly a labrum sprain as well. We're not really sure. I'm getting x-rays on Monday and find that out for sure. So timeline's 2 to 3 weeks. I'm going to try to speed that up. We got St. Charles North a week from Saturday. So
that's a big series.
Hopefully I'll be back for that. That's my goal.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, hate to see an injury. And then looking at the season, you guys are right now 5-5-1 actually, which is pretty uncommon for baseball. So what happened? You mentioned the Geneva game. Well, what happened there? How'd that end up in a tie?
So game started off pretty well actually. I mean, I pitched the first 5 innings of that game. We allowed 2 runs, 1 earned, and that ended up leading to us being up 3-1. 3-1, and then eventually 3-2. And that got us going. We were already getting into the end of the game when we scored 1 more run, I believe, right? It was 4-2, and then they ended up scoring 2 runs that tied the game in the 7th, and we were able to get back into the dugout and start the 8th inning with a tie. And we each went no runs for the 8th inning, I believe. Yeah, and then it ended up being
2 apiece in the 9th. So we're tied 6-6 right now. End of 9 innings. Called to due to darkness. We're gonna make it up as soon as we can get it scheduled. So that's a big game for us. We're gonna have to drive to Geneva, play maybe just 1 inning.
Yeah.
that's gonna be a big. We need to lock in and get that win for sure.
And did they give you a timeline of when they think that game's gonna be?
As soon as possible.
Yeah, because I feel like if you throw it off till the end of the year, it's 2 different teams are going to be showing up on for that 1 inning. So
I would agree with that.
Could be completely different. Also with the game right before that, or maybe it was 2 games before that, you guys put on an offensive onslaught. Unfortunately, they put up more runs, but the bats have started to come alive, so to speak, these last couple of games. Do you want to speak on that at all? I know you're more of the hitter, so you would probably know more about that.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, we've got we have a pretty strong offensive team. We've got 7 of our 9 bats back from last year, so we've got a lot of experience. We started the year pretty hot. I don't know what our average runs per game is, but it's definitely better than last year. Little up and down. The past few weeks, we've either been putting up 8, 10 runs or 2, 3 runs. So obviously consistency is kind of the goal. And that's kind of been the name of our team so far. Whenever the pitching's good, fielding isn't good. Whenever we hit well, pitching isn't great. So it's all kind of we just gotta lock in, get more consistent, and I think we can go on a pretty good run here the last 2 months of the season.
Yeah, and then rewinding the clock a little bit, you guys had a big trip to St. Louis, played a few games. Could you shed some light on that? What happened down there?
Yeah. So we started our first 2 games out with Belleville West, and then Highland, and then finished with Triad, who was at the time ranked 15 by Illinois.
And how'd that go?
Our first 2 games, very close.
Tough
We ended up,
losses.
very tough losses. I think both of them were given up right near the end of the game. And then Triad, we just hopped on their pitcher immediately. It was Drew Winslow.
He's their best guy.
Yeah, he's their best
He's
guy.
very talented.
Committed to Oklahoma State.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, big program.
Honestly, still, you could tell he was a good pitcher. I mean,
He definitely had the stuff. I don't know if he was on that day, to be honest. He walked a lot of guys, hit a couple. I mean, I think what do you have, 3 hit batters,
Yeah,
4 walks.
Was he chucking it too? Is he throwing pretty hard?
oh, he's throwing pretty hard.
He threw
Okay.
pretty hard. He was a straight side armor, so
So that,
it wasn't.
yeah.
It was pretty good velo, but like he had a good 4-pitch mix, a lot of good movement. Yeah, he's clearly talented, but it was our day. I
Yeah.
think, and we took
And
advantage.
Luke Sherman's day too with
Luke
the
Sherman,
pinch hit home
huge
run.
pinch
Oh,
hit,
yeah.
3-run home run,
Oh yeah.
absolute blast, top of the 7th inning, I believe.
And we also
One
had
day.
some Highland guys that were at that game watching us go against Triad,
Oh, really?
and they actually beat Triad
Right.
the next game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So the number 15 team just dropped 2 straight
Yeah.
in that tournament. Wow.
And Cam, you started at the mound there.
I did start at the mound.
There we go.
Honestly, just very, very strong offensive team. I mean, I was seeing, I felt like I had to hit my spot for every single guy, or else I was gonna get hit. And even I had this guy 0-2 after 2 fastballs, and I threw him a changeup that was placed exactly where I wanted it, and he takes it over our first baseman, and I was just perplexed, honestly. But we held them to only a couple runs, and that kept, we were able to stay in the game, and that also set our relief pitcher up for some nice, speed change from me to our relief in that game.
Yeah, and for pitching, so do you have Schultz or Sherman calling games, or is Muntz calling pretty much the whole?
Schultz will be calling most of the games.
Okay.
I think there's only been a few games where they haven't called it, and it's been against weaker opponents,
Right.
I'd say.
Yeah.
When I pitched 2 days ago on Wednesday, I'd say they were only they were calling almost every single pitch,
Okay. So.
but I agreed with almost every
Okay.
single pitch. So.
And as far as your approach when, with hitters, are you a guy that likes to go straight at a guy with the fastball, or are you kind of more of an off-speed type of guy?
I'm a big fastball guy, honestly.
Okay.
I'm trying to go right at him. I felt honestly, a lot of guys aren't ready for that first pitch, right, down the middle fastball most of the time.
Yeah.
I try not to leave it perfect.
Right, middle, yeah.
But you throw a strike first pitch, most of the time they're not going. They're either not going to swing at it, or they're just gonna.
Which
swing.
is interesting. I feel as a spectator of baseball, I feel a lot of guys like to throw a first pitch fastball, and usually your leadoff guy is the guy that's going to go after that first pitch. But I feel in high school baseball, there's a lot of teams that are just we're taking all the way on the first pitch, and I feel I don't really understand
Yeah, because
why teams would do that.
especially with me, I was throwing a lot of strikes that game, and I'd start them off and get ahead right away, and
Yeah.
felt really nice to do that. I mean, I think all game only one guy went at my first pitch fastball, and that was the one that got smoked at you.
Yeah, I don't exactly remember the specifics of what pitch was coming when, but
That's a fastball.
I think it's a good rule to just throw a first pitch fastball. You know, even if guys swing, like there's a good chance it's an out, easy ground ball, easy fly ball. So just attacking guys early, and honestly, as hitters too, we got to be ready for a first pitch fastball. I mean, that's what we like to. That's what we should be hunting. You know, try to do some damage early and get on guys. So.
And then there's a game today, right?
Oh,
Naperville
yeah.
North away. So how are you guys feeling about that matchup?
I'm feeling good about it personally. I mean, I will not get to play today because I pitched 2 days ago.
Right.
We have
So you gotta
Jacob.
just be a spectator.
Yeah, we have Jacob Conover on the mound,
All right.
sophomore, one of our starting rotation right now.
Yeah, he's had a great start to the year. Pitching great, hitting great, been impressive. Especially
Especially
as a sophomore.
sophomore,
Yeah,
yeah.
been very
Yeah.
impressive. Obviously, Naperville North's a pretty talented team. They've got 4 or 5 guys that can definitely do some damage. So I'm really looking forward to see how he performs today, and we're all confident in him. I'll tell you that.
Personally, for me, I mean, I have 2 friends on Naperville North from my travel team, so
There you go.
I'd love to get a win against them,
Yeah.
or I can, hang that over their heads for a
Get some
while.
bragging rights.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so Chris, without you in the lineup, who is taking your spot for the next coming weeks?
Yes, it'll be Nico Olszewski, and he's been our leadoff hitter for most of the past 2 years. He's a pretty athletic kid. He can play anywhere. I know he likes to play shortstop, so he's going to get that chance for the next week or so. I know
And
he'll perform well. I'm confident in him for sure.
he was in the outfield before, right? So
Yes.
they had to move a couple of guys around.
Yeah, I mean, our it hasn't really exactly settled in yet. I think Nico's kind of been bouncing between left field and a little bit of second base, depending on who needs to get at bats and the pitching matchup and such. But yeah, I think as the season goes on, we'll start to figure out our lineup and how it'll work in the conference season and into the playoffs, obviously.
And then both of you guys, this is your final season, right, with
Yeah.
Tiger Baseball.
That's correct.
So looking back on your past experiences and what you have left, what can you say about the program and what are you looking forward to since you still have a good stretch of the season left to go?
Honestly, I'm just looking forward to these conference play games that I've been waiting for all season. I mean, like with a lot of these non-conference games, they're like spaced out so much that you're like, well, if you're in, the rotation, you're gonna pitch and then end up waiting like a week and a half, and then
And the weather, of course, Illinois spring weather.
Oh, yeah.
Brutal.
yeah,
It's motivation enough not even to play baseball, honestly. Like that's how brutal.
No, it's
Yeah,
bad.
April,
A lot of
April
games.
weather.
You're making up games like into the
Lot of
summer.
games.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if
Even
a kid,
lucky.
if a kid was like, "Yeah, I'm not going up for baseball because of the weather," I'd be like, "That's actually a pretty legit."
Yeah, I mean, I'll be excited for our like run for regionals and sectionals this
Yeah,
year.
current regional champs.
Yeah, current regional champs. I feel like we have.
Batavia at the end of the year.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
that one stung.
that one stung a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, it didn't help that they had their guy sitting like 87,
Yeah, I was at that
88.
game.
Yeah,
he was thrown.
it's on gas. Jace had a rough start to that game, but he locked in and ended up throwing a bunch of zeros on that scoreboard. We just couldn't get our offense going against their pitch.
Yeah, it was. I remember it was like that first inning or two for Batavia. They were kind of just on Jace and they were kind of just hitting all over the ballpark, and then it kind of just settled down, and it was just zeros after zeros for both teams. So
That first inning, everything fell for them. They got all the bounces that first inning, but then after that, it was just pitcher's tool.
Yeah.
0-0. the
And,
rest of the time.
Honestly, like with our pitching rotation and offense this year, I could see us making a pretty good run in playoffs.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Speaking of Marinell, how's his health?
Health is good. He's been slowly increasing his like the amount of like distance he can throw.
He's hitting.
He's still- yeah, I was
He
about to
is
say.
he is hitting.
He's
He
back in the field.
He actually hit a home run on Monday
There we go.
in the 7th inning, I believe. Right.
He's got a great.
Center, but yeah, he hit one.
I know he won't mind me saying this, but he's got a great baseball body, doesn't he?
yeah,
Right?
just short, compact.
He's
like-
fun. He's a fun
Like,
like.
he generates
he's a fun
lot
guy.
of power.
He's a
considering-
fun baseball body. I
considering
mean, guys,
he's-
we're all inside baseball here. We
Yeah.
we know what we're talking about here, right? We all love the game, appreciate the game. I think he'd be a fan favorite if some of his viral clips get in the right hands. I think he
Yeah.
could be like a darling. He could be a Wheat One Little South darling.
yeah.
If you ask me.
I would agree. I would agree.
Yeah.
But I've seen him like slowly progress, and I mean, he went from like, just like throwing like a couple feet to, I think he's throwing like a solid 90 feet now, like maybe even more in the outfield.
I mean, he's cleared to play in the field, so I think he just played first base.
He played first base on Wednesday.
First time.
Mark my words. I got the receipts here on this podcast. I'm envisioning a Kyle Schwarber-esque return to the mound for Marnell in the playoffs.
So
Kyle
it's
Schwarber-esque hero postseason 2024.
Yeah, it just comes out of nowhere. He
Just
was injured
shows
all
up.
season, and then he just comes out and just
Comes out and does the John Rocker run from the bullpen.
Oh yeah.
start playing the trumpets like Edwin Diaz.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
That's his
The
walkout
Vuvuzela
song,
version.
actually, yeah.
Yeah, that's from Narcos, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, great, absolutely. Let's make it happen, boys. Let's put those vibes out there in the universe. Let's bring Marnell back, full health.
Now also we need Chris to be back full health. So
Yes.
I imagine it'll be very
I'll be
soon.
back sooner rather than later, for sure.
I had a similar injury my sophomore year, the AC joint on my right shoulder. In a practice, I rolled over it when we were practicing sliding.
Oh wow.
Similar.
That's where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna be a PO. I don't need to run the bases.
Yeah, kind of, pretty much.
Yeah.
But that took me like 2 weeks, and I was back and pitching again. And I think I could see a very similar thing for Chris, honestly.
Yeah, hopefully. And then Cam, so you are going to be playing baseball after high school, right?
Yes,
You'll be
sir.
over at Loras College. So is that also to be a pitcher, I assume?
Yeah, I'm gonna be a PO at Loras College next year.
And then Chris, do you have any plans for?
Yeah, I'm gonna play next year. I haven't exactly decided where. I'm down to my top two of either University of Dallas in Dallas, Texas,
Nice.
or a school called Ave Maria, just outside of Naples, Florida.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
So
wow.
I'll be going
Warm
south.
weather.
Nice, very nice. It'll be very nice weather.
Yeah.
Every time it's like raining up here, I always just look at the weather. Well, it's 80 degrees in Naples. So I'll do one of those two options, but I gotta decide soon, obviously.
And just keep golf as a hobby, or are you gonna try to play golf there too?
No, I won't. I'll just get it as a hobby. I'll just go knock around.
Fair enough. Lots of good golf courses over there.
That's true.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Probably not too many great golf places in Iowa.
No.
Probably not. Good thing that's not my hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Never
The beautiful Dubuque, Iowa, correct? It's
Oh,
Dubuque,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful there. I love it. I mean, like right on top of the hill, and you go right down the hill, and the baseball field's on an island in the Mississippi River.
That's cool.
Yeah, that is really cool.
I love it. Honestly, I mean, I can't wait to be there next year. And finally, with like show choir just ending this year for me, I mean, I don't have to do anything else besides school and baseball for once.
Cam and I's old baseball coach, or one of our old coaches, Coach Mike, played at Loras, so he probably knows a thing or two about. Did you ever talk to him about that process at all? Oh, yeah. Interesting.
I mean, Sherman was at Loras too.
Oh, that's true. Lots of connections then for you. I
Lots
guess.
Wow, yeah.
DJ Almada as well.
Oh, there you go.
Founding
Another
father of
South,
the sports
yeah,
cast,
founding father.
Yeah,
Honestly,
lots of
I
history.
never even talked to them before about it. It was just complete coincidence.
Yeah.
I went to a showcase, got noticed by the coaches there, and ended up visiting, and I just loved it.
There you go.
All right. Well, unless there's something else, any
That's it.
closing thoughts, anything at all? Thoughts for the season. One thing is we're gonna try to get on the broadcast over at WWS Media Broadcasting. Hopefully,
Yes.
get a couple games on there because last year we couldn't because of the Wi-Fi. But now the school they put in a new router out there by the Diamond, so we should be able to get some broadcasts up on there. Hopefully, like a Crosstown Classic.
I hope so. Yeah.
That's the hope.
That could be nice.
I would love to see
That
that.
could be nice.
There were some fireworks at the last one, correct? A sweep, I think.
Oh
Tigers
yeah,
Yeah.
big sweep.
Speak for the Tigers last
Oh
year.
yeah. Like the first two games were fairly close. I'd say they were back and forth, but we definitely won. And then the last game, a little 17-1 victory.
Was last year a homestand for you guys, or was it away? So you'll
It
have
was-
Last year was away. Home
It was
away.
2
so
away.
you'll have 2 home games this
Well,
year.
I think we got a Friday night and a Saturday morning at home, and then Monday might be away. I can have to double check that.
Okay. Here, let me see.
You can check it right now.
Yeah, we got.
Hopefully Max Preps is right, as they
They
usually
Oh,
Yeah.
hold up.
as they usually.
Surprisingly, they usually.
The WWS baseball account is very reliable.
Yeah, they are. I'd agree with that.
Let's see. We got a schedule on here. It's let's see, Friday, April
26.
yes 26th, then Saturday the 27th. Both of those are home, and then Monday away. So yeah, you were right, Carson.
Perfect.
So a couple home games in there. So yeah, hopefully Owen and I we can get on the broadcast. Get some baseball in there, which I think in the history of media broadcasting we've never
been done.
Yeah, never been done.
I mean, I hope to get a little home outing on the mound against Wheaton North. I had to pitch there last year, and I'm going to be honest, I really disliked their mound.
Yeah, I never liked playing at Wheaton North either. When freshman, sophomore year, I never liked playing there.
I did a little ranking of mounds in our conference a little bit ago, and I put Wheaton North as I think last.
Where does Lake Park with their turf be? Where's that?
I put that second.
Okay.
I really like the turf mounds because they're always reliable. Like
Yeah.
you're not gonna get like a bad turf mound, to be honest. Like
You
it's
don't get
really
to wear cleats though.
no, but I wear
That's true.
molded
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
because then you'll still stick in.
Yeah.
Like I don't trust turf shoes. I use
Turf shoes are so slippery.
but they be sliding.
Yeah,
I
I'm
can't
not a
have
fan.
that.
But
But
what do you
I
have?
think number one is I think it might be Batavia.
Okay.
They
Okay.
maintain their mount really,
Yeah.
really
They have got a
nicely.
good feel. Whatever they do there, I don't know.
And I-
That's what it's very
I
remember
nice
we
outing
played.
last
We got to play there one time sophomore year.
Yeah, we did.
It was nice.
I think I had a little 6-inning, one earned run outing.
I don't know how you remember all the stats. I couldn't even tell you.
Well, it's the big games. I
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
the big
that's
games.
true.
That makes sense. Where you got the Tigers on that ranking?
Which ranking?
Like for
For the mounds.
Oh, mounds. I'd say we're probably around like third or fourth.
Okay.
It's like
Pretty
the
solid,
little
pretty
pack,
solid.
Yeah.
Because I thought honestly like our field is like decent overall, but the mound is really nice, and I'm always confident whenever I go out there. I'm always confident that I'm not gonna have like a terrible mound experience.
Yeah.
Like Geneva's mound was like it was alright. I'd say it was about the same as ours, honestly. Glenbard North has a terrible field in my opinion,
I agree.
but their mound is actually pretty decent too. I feel like it's a close running between like us three. And yeah, I mean St. Charles North, I never got to pitch there.
They have a nice field though. I like.
They do have a nice field, but I missed the entire series
Yeah.
because of my pitch count. I pitched right before the series and pitched the game after the series. See them this year though.
Yeah. There you go.
All right,
All right.
Any closing thoughts from either of you guys?
Oh, well, good.
going right at Naperville North today.
All right.
We're gonna get them.
There you go.
Sounds
was
good.
gonna
Let's
say-
go Tigers.
I'm not sure if this was mentioned, but congrats on that walk-off against Riverside Brookfield. A
Thank
little personal for me too. That's my alma mater. But as you can see, I'm all black and orange now. So it feels good. It feels good to beat the Bulldogs as a current Tiger, as a professional. So thank you very much for doing that.
Thank you for having us, Mr. Brennan.
Yeah,
Thank you.
please.
Thank you for
No,
coming
thank
on
you
the show.
guys.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course.
Thank you guys, and to the fans at home. We're gonna have a lot of spring sports on here. It's gonna be a mad dash because you guys only got about 5 weeks left.
Yeah,
of your
it's like
high
5
school-
weeks. It's crazy.
your high school
It's
career.
gonna be a historic run.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
it's,
So it will be.
Girls
Watch out.
softball, lacrosse,
Soccer,
get some track.
yeah.
We'll get some Dejan Riley talk up in
Yep.
here.
Volleyball.
Volleyball,
soccer.
Joey Kelly. Yep, girls soccer. Yeah, some
Yeah,
big
there's
things.
plenty of stuff going on.
All right.
So yeah, super excited. And,
Oh, senior assassin. We can talk about that.
oh, we could talk. Oh, that was so unfortunate. So I got
Yeah,
out.
well, absolutely. We'll give them a nice
That
little
was-
student
that was
body,
real unfortunate.
social, like we want to social update prom and everything like
Totally.
that.
Oh yeah,
If
yeah, that's
I-
a good point. Yeah.
If I make it past this round, I'm glad to talk about it.
Yeah, of course.
If
By
you
all
ever
means.
find your person.
Well,
Oh,
I
yeah.
found her after I shot her sister.
Yeah. No, yeah, the scheming.
Water guns, people.
The schemes are there. The
Guns.
schemes are there.
Schemes are there.
Oh yeah, so many plots.
We'll see.
And some under the table deals too.
Yeah, that was interesting. The rock paper scissors. That's very.
We'll get
interesting.
into that in another episode.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen. I almost said ladies and gentlemen, but I'm sure there's some ladies in the audience that are watching. So everybody have a great afternoon,
Leave with
evening.
the Go Tigers.
Lead them with the Go Tigers. Exactly right.
Oh yeah.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers, baby.
Let's go Tigers.
Go.